If you're looking for a little home inspiration, of course, Winner Home is a great place to start. And Cindy Nell is about to step out of the Winner Home screens and into your screens right now. What I love about our beautiful outdoor garden, not only does it bring me peace, but absolutely everything you see here is edible. If you want to recreate this little oasis on your own patio or balcony, Cindy has now got the perfect DIY step-by-step guide. Take a look.
You don't need acres of land to create a sustainable food-producing garden, as Cindy Nell Roberts discovers with Garrick from Edible Landscaping.
When you think of gardening in small spaces, vertical gardening seems like an obvious solution.
Absolutely, and there are many interesting and exciting methods that we can use while vertical gardening. We can use old pots, we can use wheelbarrows, watering cans. There's a number of things we could use. In this example, we've used recycled gutters. With a single line hanging, it's important to have a good amount of weight at the bottom. It can even be mounted to the floor. It might be better. And drainage is also very important. So we've lined the bottom of the gutters with gravel. We've put them at an angle, and the water will drain to the end of the gutter, into the bottom gutter, back down, and then it would be nice to have a pot or something that's on the floor to catch the runoff from the second gutter.
In terms of soil, is there a specific one to use, or can you use any?
Well, it's very important that we use soil that's rich in organic matter. It helps give this light, fluffy texture, and this is ultimately the texture that we're trying to create in our gardens. And in this particular design, the plants that we are using are ones that have noted shallow root systems. So we've got some lettuce over here, which will not dig too deep. It will thrive in this kind of environment. We've also used some peas. We've got some broccoli. Broccoli is also noted to have a fairly shallow root system. And we've interplanted with a few herbs to try and repel bugs in the process. The marigolds are also great for our gardens. They don't attract snails as such, but snails would rather eat the marigolds than our lettuces. So we plant marigolds around our plants to try and deter them from our food. Whatever we're doing, we want to move towards being more sustainable. A great way to do that would be to use heirloom seeds. In a small vertical garden like this, we can harvest our seeds from the plants at the end of a growing season, save them, and plant them again the following year. So another great way that we can be more sustainable in a small space is by keeping a worm farm. Worms are great. They help us get rid of our organic kitchen waste, and they turn it into a natural fertilizer and pesticide. We've got a few red regulars that are hanging out in here. I'm going to dig some up for you to have a look at here. What do you think of these, Cindy?
Ooh, they are lovely, sort of.
Yeah, worms are great, especially in a small space. It doesn't take a lot to keep a little box like this in the corner of your garden, and they do so much for us.
You can really get a lot of plants in a small space.
In a system like this, we can produce a lot of food. Spacing is important. We want to give our plants a little bit of room to grow, but we can really pack them in quite close to one another.
Your garden is a great place to entertain friends and family, but why not invite some other guests to your garden as well, like friendly, beautiful birds who love an innovative feeder.
My kids and I made this yesterday. Basically, it's creating habitat for our feathered friends to come into our garden, keep us company, and the bird bath as well. They love to splash in the water.
Well, let's get them here then.
Cool. So for our bird feeder, we're going to use some toilet rolls, the bird seed, knives, chopsticks, and some line to tie it all together when we're done.
Well, let's get started then. What do we do first?
Well, the trick to a good bird feeder is lots of peanut butter. My daughter ate half the peanut butter yesterday while we were making these.
Ooh.
And spread it on nice and thick.
I like peanut butter. And Garrick, why particularly peanut butter? Do birds really like it?
Birds typically do like sweet food as well. They like sugared water, so I think the peanut butter will go very well for them with their seed.
This is so much fun to do. And typically, how long would this last?
Well, Cindy, judging by how much peanut butter you've put on that roll, I think it might last a while. But
I like to spoil my birds. I'm going to get all the pretty birds coming to mine.
And as the birds know that the feeder is there, more birds will come. So in the beginning, it might last a week, 2 weeks, and as we go, it'll become less and less. So now you're going to put your roll into the seed, and with your fingers on the inside, just roll it across and pack as much seed on there as you can.
I love the idea of luring birds to your personal space, especially if you have a small garden and you live in the city. Then you've got the birds and the little insects. It almost feels like you're in the countryside. It's quite romantic.
Absolutely, Cindy. So what we're trying to do here is create a garden that's going to start looking after itself. So with that, we can look at being more self-sustainable, letting nature do the work instead of having us do the work.
That definitely sounds like my kind of garden.
Now we're going to take a chopstick and put it straight through the middle. We're going to attach this line to the end now. In the spirit of sustainability, this was from a straw bale. So we've recycled some line. The chopstick's going to be the little perch for the bird to sit on while it's eating its food. Slide it in next to the toilet roll. And there we go, an easy to make bird feeder.
Oh, it's so sweet. It's a little swing that serves breakfast. I think the birds are going to love it.
A garden is a great place to enjoy a bit of sunshine, so why not build a small garden that quite literally follows the sun from morning to evening and produces aromatic herbs?
If you're making a spiral garden, you certainly don't need a workout because this is going to give you beautiful arms.
What we've done so far is we've placed our outer layer of rocks. We filled in the middle with some gravel, which is going to help with drainage down the road. A very nice tip with a herb spiral is to have a little bucket or container that's built in from the beginning that's going to catch the water runoff after we water the plants. From here, we're going to fill some more with gravel, which is going to help with drainage down the road. We're going to continue to build up the rocks, and from there, add topsoil and get to planting.
Spiral is almost a feature on its own.
It is. It's a wonderful feature. It's a wonderful element. It's an element that produces multiple habitats. On the north-facing side, on the sun-facing side, we're going to plant our more sun-loving plants like lavender, marjoram. We're going to plant some rosemary, thyme. As we move into the back, where there's a shaded area, we're going to plant things like apple mint, creeping thyme, stuff that will do well in the shade and then also creep towards the sun and decorate our spiral as it grows.
No matter how big or small your garden may be, it can still be a wonderful feature in your home. Tune in to Winner Home on Thursdays at 8 p.m. for more home, garden and decor tips.
Now, in aid of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, our friends at Builders have released a very limited edition pink electric lawnmower, which could be yours if you SMS the keyword Builders, including your name and city, to 33728. So get SMSing right now. Of course, a very special prize for a very, very special cause. Now, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we continue celebrating Diwali, the festival of lights, in our kitchen by making some delicious pendant sweetmeats just for Diwali. Stay tuned.